Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am here with the beautiful Keyonna of Generational Wealth Wines. Today, we are doing things a little different. We are not live. This is pre-recorded. However, I am still in the comments answering live as we watch together. Like always, she's nervous. Everyone that does my show seems to be nervous for some reason, but you know, like we do, we tell them once you get started drinking, there's no more nerves. But we'll get started with a quick rapid fire, so that way we can loosen up the nerves.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is your favorite time of the day?
Night.
What's your biggest strength?
Talking.
What's your idea of a perfect date?
Jacuzzi.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
What song can you listen to on repeat?
Anything by Jagged Edge.
Okay. She and the baby making music.
No kids. Team no kids.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Vintage or new?
New.
Leather or lace?
Leather.
Okay. I'm a big lace girl, but you know.
I mean, it depends on the time of day.
Okay. But we are gonna go ahead and get started. Look at me tongue tied, and I ain't had nothing to drink yet.
That's because you need a drink.
Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and let her get started with this pour and tell us a little bit about your wine.
So what we have here is our Rosecrans Rosé by Generational Wealth Wines. We're a brand new Black-owned wine brand. This was our first release. It came out in 2022, and it is a Rosé of Zinfandel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Rosé of Zinfandel blended with the Viognier. Very soft, fruit forward, refreshing. It's a perfect spring or summer drink. Best enjoyed chilled. I'm personally an all-day wine drinker, and so I wanted something that was like fun and fruity and can be paired with breakfast. And so this pairs really well with like omelets or other cheese dishes, frittatas, grilled cheese sandwiches with garlic bread on sourdough. I mean, just a couple of things that I enjoy.
And I'm already sipping it. It's so good. Definitely good. And it's not over sweet, and that's the thing I like, because I cannot do sweet wine.
I'm not a sweet wine drinker. I'm not a sparkling wine drinker. And so it was really important for me to make something that I personally enjoy, because at the end of the day, if I don't sell it, it has to be drunk. So
exactly. And you did your thing with this one.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I like this guy,
So we wanted it to be really approachable. A lot of our customers, especially in our culture, are heavy sweet wine drinkers. They're Stella Rosa lovers, they're Moscato lovers, Boone's Farm, Barefoot, all those artificially flavored wines. So I wanted something that was just a standard above that, where it still incorporated sweetness, but it was approachable and it could expand their palate to the next level. And so sweet wine drinkers, they do tend to gravitate towards it and are more interested in trying other non-sweet wines because of it.
And you did a good job with this. And what's the price point?
So we are at $25. Still retail.
Really good price.
Affordable. It's available online at generationalwealthwines.com. We ship to 44 states. It's also available at some local minority-owned bars and restaurants across Southern California and Northern California now.
Okay.
So we are expanding and looking forward to more expansion this year.
I love it. I love it. And I see you have a second varietal as well now.
Yes. So 2023 was good to us, and we released our Chardonnay. It's called Crenshaw Chardonnay. All of our wines are named after LA streets because I'm an LA girl. So, and we really just wanted something that people were familiar with and could relate to and had a story. Like, wine is all about the story. A lot of people don't love wine because they're drinking it to get drunk, but it's really, you don't drink wine to get drunk. You drink wine for the memories. You drink wine for the experience, for the pairing. And so we feel like through the naming convention, we're able to get people to get more in tune with the whole story behind the wine and not just drink it to get drunk. So
exactly. And I will admit, our community is really dope because we stick together for the most part.
We do.
And it's, for what you've done is amazing because there are not a lot of black winemakers, black wine brands out there, and what you're doing for the culture.
Yes.
So let's just start with that.
Yeah. So in the wine industry, there's like less than 10% black owned brands and even less than 1% women black owned brands. Mm-hmm. And so we really wanted something that could increase the diversity in the wine industry. But me personally, I wanted something that was representative of LA. For California to be such a huge wine region, LA is like a wine desert.
Yes.
All we have is San Antonio Winery. And that's like our mecca for wine. But I wanted to bring more of the traditional wine experience and taste and flavor profile to South Central LA, and then again, you know, through the naming convention and letting them know like this is for them. It's something that's approachable. Mm-hmm. It's something that they can relate to. It's something they can pronounce. Exactly. So a lot of times, you know, people avoid wines because it's like, well, I don't know where Chateau whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're like, give me the Boone's Farm. But no, you could say Crenshaw Chardonnay, you could say Rosecrans Rosé, you know. So we wanted it to be something that people could relate to and feel comfortable with. And it's actually helped us discover that there are so many more minority and women-owned brands in our community that just don't have the marketing and publicity to get their name out there. So we are doing the thing. I have a small wine family. It's 5 black-owned winemakers, all local to Southern California, even includes some women winemakers. And so we really try to support each other, you know, share information, share resources, share opportunities. Obviously can't be everywhere at every time. So, you know, they'll take my wine out with them, you know, I'll take their wine out with me, and just try to let people know that, you know, black people do stick together. We do support each other. Exactly. It's not all competition.
At all.
So I love that.
There's room at the table for everybody.
There is. Like literally 2 of us have a rosé, but I'm never like not promoting their rosé because of mine. It's just like, these are 2 different flavors. They're 2 different grapes.
Exactly.
You know, so if you don't like this one, here I'll go under the table, pulling out my family wine. Well, try this. We're not gonna let you leave this table because we got something for everybody. So I'm gonna start you here, and if this ain't for you, I'm going under the table to the family products, you know, because we want to keep you right here in the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I agree with that because you and I met on Instagram and just started talking.
Instagram works, okay? I be telling people all day, Instagram works. My husband think I'm playing. I'm not playing. I'm on here connecting
all the time. Like, people think, oh, you're just on your phone. Like, if you only knew the networking that we're actually doing.
That's the word I need to use, networking.
And I went and supported her. I mean, she was one of the biggest reasons I did LA Wine Fest last year. And I'm like, I can't go anywhere until I meet her. I gotta go, and I got my glass, and I dropped my glass, and I had to go get another glass, and then I dropped it again because somebody bumped into me, and they were like,
say that when
you are not getting another glass. And I was just like, please. So then they gave me a replacement glass that didn't have the logo, so I had to go steal another glass after the fact when nobody was watching. So I ended up with another glass anyway, but
resourceful.
I finally met her. And I was so excited, and I felt like a little fan a little bit.
Well, I was like, wait, Yana's Corner, is your name Keyonna? My name's Keyonna! So that's like a whole nother little fangirl moment.
So she's been really sweet and helpful with anything that I ask of her. And I just appreciate it because, oh my gosh, this journey.
It's journeying.
It's, oh my gosh.
It's journeying.
And to have the support of, you know, your peers, it's like, no, we don't do the exact same thing, but there's always something that we can do to collab together and bring awareness to each other that helps one another. And I support this girl 100%. So,
and I support this girl. I'm always like, here's an opportunity. Are you coming to this event? Are you coming to that one? You need a contact. You know, we really have to get out of that crab in a barrel mentality.
Exactly.
Even if you were a winemaker, like everybody's not going to drink rosé. So everybody's not going to like my rosé. So it takes nothing away from you to put somebody else on. And if you feel like it does, you're probably not in the right industry. If you got that mindset, you need to get out of that industry, dump that business, and do something else, because it should be love and support across the board. Exactly. That way we all win.
So I'm so proud of her, so happy she's here. And what does your current day-to-day look like?
Insanity. I get up around 6 or 7. The first thing I do is Instagram, which is terrible, but that's what drives my business. That's where my fans are, my followers are, my network, my community. So I'm on Instagram first, letting the people know what I got coming up for today, what I have coming up for the week. Then I, regular morning routine. I keep a little calendar book because I have a terrible memory. So before I leave the house, I'm checking my calendar book to see what my day looks like, and I'm packing everything I need. Wine, I'm packing my little payment portal. I got my regular clothes, and I got my Winemaker clothes, promotional materials. I got my laptop. I got to make sure I got change. People think like, oh, you just go out here and sell wine, but it's a whole lot of like behind. It's a process. Did I make enough copies of the text sheet? And did I set up the appointment? Did I confirm? Because such and such at this place at 12 o'clock, but they called out today. So, I just try to be as organized and coordinated as possible when I do get out here, so I don't fumble an opportunity. I feel like too many people just, step into something unprepared, and that first impression may be the only opportunity you get. So if I got to get up a little earlier and really take the time to prep and prepare myself, I want to make sure that I do that. And I learned it the hard way. I did get out and make some mistakes. I showed up with one bottle and they were ready to buy the case that day, and I didn't have the case on me. So, you live and you learn. So
learning curve.
I got it now. I picked the case up on the way. I have it in the backseat with me when I go. Just preparation is key. And then everything I do, I try to do it with intention. I'm not going to say I work all day, but I try to tie work into everything that I do. So if I go eat, is it a place that serves wine? Is it Black owned? Is it woman owned? Is it minority owned? Could this be a potential distribution site for the wine? Is this where people in my industry go eat? Because maybe I bump into somebody that can help me or give me tips or leads or things like that. So, if I'm spending my money, if I'm spending my time, I'm really intentional about it and trying to make sure that it is beneficial to my business in some way. And I got alarms and stuff going on.
We always on a schedule.
We on a schedule. You got to keep the schedule, But when I'm trying to do better about self-care. So making time for a walk, making time for a little quick fitness class, going to the gym, which I don't do, but just, setting that intention for myself too.
Goodness.
Like, what did I do for me today that allowed me to turn the phone off, turn the
just
alerts
step
off.
Away.
Yes.
That's the part that I think people don't get. Everybody thinks self-care. Oh, I went got my nails done. Yes.
No.
That's called maintenance.
Right.
Not self-care.
Right.
Are you speaking with someone that's going to be beneficial to your mental health? Are you eating the right things so that way you are flowing properly as a human being? Are you drinking enough water throughout the day so you can hydrate and drink the love of wine?
No, it really is about balance. And so I'm trying to be more intentional, like I said, about creating that space and making time where I can just turn all of the work off and focus on something that's relaxing and calming and peaceful and restorative for my body. So
that is definitely good.
And the one thing I probably struggle with the most is rest. I'm the kind of person that lays down and gets a ton of ideas or I lay down and I start thinking of like all the things I didn't do today or the things I need to do tomorrow. And so rest is probably my biggest enemy right now.
We gotta fix that. We're gonna change that.
I need to. It's a new year. I need to incorporate more rest.
Yeah.
But I am a workaholic for real.
And that's hard because with you saying workaholic, people look at, some of the stuff we do and they don't look at it as work because they don't get it. And if they only knew the time that goes into a lot of the stuff that we're doing, editing videos, recording and shooting, networking so you can collab with people sometime is, because it's like, oh, okay, well, what do you have going on this day?
Yeah, what's your schedule? Right.
I mean, even with us, it was just like, okay, well, what day are you thinking? Okay, well, I got this day open and I have these 2 blocks.
And I still had a meeting in between this, but we made it work. So yeah, I feel like entrepreneurship is like glorified and glamorized, and it's really not that.
It's like the army of work.
Yes, like you have to be disciplined, you have to be dedicated, you have to sacrifice, and they don't talk about those parts. They don't talk about the sleepless nights. It literally looks like I live in my car because nobody can sit in my back seat. I got festival stuff back there. I got 4 wood crates back there for festivals. I got a freaking ice cooler with ice packs in it. I got a change of clothes, extra shoes, hair products. Like, you just got to be ready
at all times.
At all times, and that's work. Staying ready 24 hours a day is work. And people don't talk about that part enough. Like, we don't wake up ready to be this thing that we have to go out here and be.
Even
like
mentally shutting off your personal.
Yes.
Because you still have to show up and do what you told yourself you were going to do.
I get approached when I'm out, and they're just like, oh, hey, Miss Generational Wealth Wines. And I'm like, I was really just trying to be myself today. I didn't wear the clothes. I wear a baseball cap. I got glasses on. But, when they say that, I immediately have to snap into that character. I mean, I ain't Kanye or nobody, but, people, they are excited about meeting you.
And it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But sometimes you just like, I just want to.
But it's work mode. You got to put it aside. Like, you can't disappoint them. That selfie that they wanted to take might be the case that you needed to sell to pay a bill that month.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, well, let me go to the bathroom and do this real quick and come out and selfie it up with you, because this may make the difference between car note and food. Like, it's really not that glamorous sometimes.
Exactly. No, seriously. So, now I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What made you fall in love with wine? We all got that story.
This is a funny story, and my husband hates when I tell it. So
sorry, hubby.
Yeah, I drank a lot in college. I just drank a lot. Period. I drank everything, and then when I graduated and I started grad school, I was like, I can't be out here drinking. In grad school, I was working full time. I was going to school. So I was like, what's like a mellow thing that I can do to drink? Because really for me, it's going to sound crazy, but drinking helps me focus. Like,
doesn't it?
Okay, I'm just not just me. It calms me down so I can focus.
Exactly.
All right, so now I feel better about the story. So grad school, I changed it up. I started drinking wine, and I'm like, this is cool. I can really focus. I'm controlled, I'm getting my assignments done. I'm doing better on my assignments because I'm in a different mindset. And so I meet my boyfriend, and I'm telling him how much I love it and I want to learn more in my free time. And so he drives me everywhere. Napa, Temecula, Sonoma, Santa Barbara. We going to all the wine regions. Yeah, I loved it. And just enjoying it, educating myself about it. The pandemic hit, and I was about to order some wine, and then I met a girl that I was going to order it from who's telling me you could get paid to sell wine. And I was like, what? And she was like, what? And she was like, you could even get paid for the wine you drink. What?
Wait, tell me more.
Yes, so they got these programs called ambassadors. Stay tuned, we're gonna have one soon. But they're ambassador programs where you represent the brand and you go out and you sell their wine and you get a percentage of commission back for the wine that you sell. But then you also get a percentage of the commission back for the wine that you buy to drink, because it's still a sale.
Right.
Sign me up. So signed up for that. And I started doing like lives and virtual tastings. And even though it was a pandemic, a lot of people wanted to do private and home tastings. So I was doing those through the company, and then started hosting events. sipping paints. We were doing wine tasting dinners.
Okay.
We were doing wine yoga. I mean, you came up with something you could pair wine with. I was there with the table like, here we go.
I'm down for some wine yoga.
It's fun. It's fun. We're going to bring that back. Stay tuned for that. So I'm out and the customers are talking to me after and they're like, it was really great, but you know, I'm in our community. So these are our people. And they're like, are any of the wines black owned? No. Is the company black owned? No. They're like, you are working too hard putting your money in somebody else's pocket for a percentage. Like you should be getting the whole percent. So find a black owned company to do it. So I searched for that. It's a few, but you know, we still getting it together. That's a new arena. That ain't really our territory. We working it out. And so somebody said, start your own brand. And so then I started researching that. And so me and hubby, we back out, driving everywhere. Paso Robles, we adding new cities now that we didn't Lodi. I mean, we going everywhere. What's the regions we haven't hit yet? Let's go discover those. And was fortunate enough to find a small family-owned winery, a fifth-generation winemaker who's about building generational wealth and just creating something for the future generations to come. Took over his family's company, and I immediately saw the longevity in the relationship. And I'm like, I want something that's gonna outlive me. So I'm seeing y'all passing y'all family on from generation to generation. That's how I want my business to be. And they were on board with helping me getting my project off the ground. And 2 years later, we right here sipping generational wealth wines.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That's the story. It seems like 2 years, but you know, my husband's like, it's been since grad school. It's been since 2009. Wow. Yes. That I just been studying and researching and meeting people and making connections.
That is awesome.
Trying to figure out my palate and discovering all the regions. And
it's so much that goes into it, and people don't understand how intricate wine is. Like it's not just, oh, I bought a bottle of wine and I'm drinking it. There's so much that goes into it. And I kind of want to, you know, touch on that too once I, you know, grow a little more. I keep talking about it, but now I got to actually do it. I'm gonna hold myself accountable.
2024.
But, you know, there are things that people want to know that they don't know, or they hear these terminologies, you know, in wine and they're like, I don't even know what that is.
Right.
So I want to be able to, you know, do that every week and help people, because it's just like, oh, I know, I've heard it, but I don't even know what that means. And just kind of
start with, you can start with how to pronounce wine names. Because the amount of people that come up to me at a festival like, I didn't heard of this Rosecrans Rose, and I'm like, excuse me, we don't have any of that
Rosé.
here. See that little
the little accent?
Yeah,
you know, that, you
it's
know,
it's
put
rosé.
Sexy on it.
But we all about that, you know, education. We're not judging anybody. We telling you it's rosé. When you go to the next pink wine, it's rosé. Say it with me.
Exactly.
You know, don't let people go out there and keep making those embarrassing mistakes.
And that's the whole thing. And we're not judgy. We're not a judgy group. People think we're bougie because we drink wine. However,
I am bougie.
She's like, period.
Not because I drink wine, but
just,
you know,
in general.
In general, I do put myself on the bougie spectrum.
But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Just because you want to, you know, use a certain brand of whatever doesn't mean
that could be bougie.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's sophisticated.
I like that term better.
It's sophisticated.
So we are sophisticated all 2024.
We're sophisticated.
Going forward.
We're not bougie
at all.
Yeah.
So we're taking that out your vocabulary now.
Yeah. Leave that in 2023. This year we're sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
That's it.
Yeah, I love it. No, that's great. That's great. Now, who are your top 3 celebrity winemakers? I know it's a hard one because I know you probably know more.
So I know my one. I'm like, top 3. That's tough. For sure, Iris Rideau.
Okay.
Rideau Vineyards. I had a fangirl moment when I met her face to face. I was at an event working and she was doing a book signing and they're like, oh, Iris is in the other room doing book signings. I done left my stuff, didn't set up, forgot to serve. I'm all in her face. So hands down, Iris Rideau is my first. This one is probably not as known, but I was fortunate enough to meet the owner of Altipiano.
Okay.
Super friendly, super approachable, down to earth, local, right in Escondido in the San Diego Mountains. They have a beautiful resort, winery where you could stay on site, like a resort. And so I spent my birthday there, and it was like family. Like,
oh, I love that.
I never felt so welcomed at a winery in my life. And her daughter's amazing, her grandkids are amazing. The whole family was just wonderful. 3.
I know it's hard.
I'm like, I love everybody.
And this is no shade to anyone that she does not mention, but it's, you know, you hold a special place in your heart for certain ones.
So 3, I'm gonna have to go with the sisters from Till the Last Sip. They probably should be 1, but I knew other people before I knew them. But Till the Last Sip is 2 sisters. They're from Hawthorne, California. Local Black female winemakers, been in the game for about 3 or 4 years now. Took me under their wing.
Oh, I love that.
Supported me, guided me. They're a part of my little wine family. I got my products and theirs. Just super down to earth, super helpful, and not gatekeepers, and full of skills. I mean, one is a chef, the other one's in school for like IT and data protection, like being winemakers but still wearing all the hats and like covering the full spectrum of like, we can meet all your needs. We sell wine, but we can meet all your needs. And I love their personalities and their energy and just everything that they do to help other people win in the wine industry. So that's probably my top 3.
Okay.
It's probably like a top 16, but that's my top 3. Yeah. That was a tough one.
I knew I was gonna get something to stump you. I said,
ooh, I'm releasing people out. Yeah.
It happens because
it's too many great people.
It is. And now that we are starting to get more Black people in the community too, it makes it even harder.
Yes. I mean, I'm happy that I got more than 3.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I got to narrow it down to 3. That means I've had some really positive, gracious experiences. And I got a lot of people that I love and want to mention. So I'm happy that there's more than 3.
Exactly. But 3's my number. So.
No, 3 was a challenge, but that was good. I got it down. Yes. That's my 3.
What locations can we go and have a fun sipping experience with your wine?
Okay, so you're gonna have the most fun at 1010 Wines. Those are my girls. Inglewood's first and only wine bar.
Black owned.
Black female owned. That was like an aspiration of mine when I first started making the wine. Was like, if it's not in 1010, it didn't happen. And so as soon as it came out, I immediately went there and set up a meeting. And I knew them from before. I had visited the restaurant. I supported them. I was like doing vlogs and following their journey and everything. But I really wanted to be taken serious in the wine industry. So let me have a meeting. Let me bring my tech sheets. Let me do the tasting, all the official things. And, you know, I appreciate them for taking me serious and giving me the opportunity. And I had my first Meet the Winemaker there, July of 2022. Going into my second Meet the Winemaker for the Chardonnay this week. And so yes, you will have the most fun there. You'll probably see me there because I'm always at 1010. We are at Post and Beam in Baldwin Hills. We're at Daryl's Grill and My Father's Barbecue in Carson. We are at Sand Dune Liquor in Playa del Rey. We are at Sip Wine Beer in Escondido. We are at Tap Wine Lounge in Sacramento. We're at Fun Burger in Santa Clarita.
Okay.
And they got 2 locations. I don't know the second location, but it's Fun Burger.
We're going to link it in the description anyway.
Yeah. It's on our website. Click the Find Us tab. But we're growing, and we're always looking for new woman-owned, BIPOC, minority-owned places. It's super crucial for us to be able to elevate other people through our brand and tell people like these are women-owned, BIPOC-owned places where you can go find us. I mean, Target's great, Total Wine is great, but to be able to cross-promote somebody in my community and bring awareness and business to them is really the foundation of Generational Wealth Wines. You know, recycling the Black dollar, keeping it in our community is what's gonna help us build wealth for the generations to come. And so that's kind of our movement right now. So yeah, we're just looking for more local, homegrown, family-owned places to be in.
Oh, we're gonna get that done.
Yes.
And I'll be at 1010.
Yes.
Supporting.
We
so
will be at
excited.
1010.
Sipping, you know.
Sipping wealth.
Yeah, because I finished my glass already.
Pour another one. I was gonna pour you one, but I said, you know, I don't judge people.
You know, we don't judge in the wine community.
We don't.
There's no room for judgment.
There isn't.
And my last question before I wrap this up.
Okay, I made it. I was nervous. How long is this gonna be?
And she asked that question a couple times.
I made it. Okay.
What is your plan for this upcoming year, 2024? Because we're in January, so I got her in early. I said no, we are getting her in this first month of the year.
Yes.
So that way y'all have the whole rest of this year to go ahead and drink Generational Wealth Wines.
So I could say I checked one thing off my goal for the year. I wanted to be on the podcast or some sort of interview. I never did this, so check. We do want to double the amount of retailers that we're in this year, so from 12, 13 to 25. I need to make a pitch deck. People keep asking me for that, and I need to get serious and sit down and get my deck ready, because when the opportunities come, you only get one shot to make a good impression. I had an opportunity. I didn't have a deck, but that won't happen to me in 2024.
Not at all.
Not at all. So I'm gonna get my deck ready. Our third varietal by the end of this year, our red, to complete our collection.
And we know I'm a red lover, so.
What's your favorite red? Look, I'm interviewing now.
I'm. You know what? I just recently realized I love a good Malbec and a Beaujolais.
Ooh,
girl, you want to talk about smooth and sexy?
We're gonna have to jump on one of these wine downs and try these. So till the last sip, they do a rosé and Malbec. The only one I've ever seen.
I'm gonna have to try them.
You're gonna have to try it, but then I'm gonna have to try that Beaujolais. The Beaujolais.
Oof.
That's why you bougie.
No, we are
sophisticated. We're sophisticated. So I would say those, if we doing threes, those are my top 3 goals. Double the amount of retailers, get my pitch deck together, release my red. I don't want to overwhelm myself. So I'm gonna stop at those.
And I think that's great. And I hope y'all are ready to get wine this year for Christmas, because that's all anybody is getting.
All of the holidays, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day,
your birthday,
Galentine's Day.
Ooh, we need to collab on that.
Galentine's Day. Look, there's National Chardonnay Day. There's National Rosé Day. I mean,
and it's rosé all day.
It's rosé all day. So you never need a reason to buy wine.
Well, I thank you for
I
joining
thank you.
me. This was awesome. You did great.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did great.
You eased me into it real nice. You made it comfortable.
See, I told you got this.
Yana's Wine Corner. If you haven't had a chance to do an interview, this is a great way to pop your wine cherry. I'll say that on here.
And thank you guys for joining. I'll see you again next week. New bottle of wine, new topic. And I will link all of her contact info in the description. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do that now. Subscribe, share, all the good things. Go ahead and do it. And I'll see you next week.